We're celebrating this beautiful country of ours with the lovely music we have, the lovely cuisine, but also our beautiful languages. And Craig Chonok is an incredible man. He excites me about this country. This is what I'm talking about, cultural exchange. We've been learning some Xhosa from him. And I was asking you earlier on about how it started, and you said it was about wanting to gain an appreciation for different people and their experience of life. So you taught us a few phrases. So far we have learned uxolo, right? To say I'm sorry, or to you know, say peace, to say andiqondi. And he's got a very interesting way of teaching people that. So the next thing that we want to teach you at home is diacela. Ucela, to ask, please, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you teach someone to say diacela?
Well, again, C-click, we call it the shame click or the ticking clock click. It's behind the upfront teeth, you know, and you go.
So if ever you're reading a Xhosa word and you want to know how to pronounce that C, it's a what click?
Ticking clock.
A ticking clock.
That's it.
Okay, cool.
And again, it's the exhaling the vowel, so te, and then diacela.
Yeah, diacela, to ask. All right, cool. That's a very cool one. And then, oh, this is a very cool one that you brought with you, to say, can I have an espresso? How do you say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say ndiacela espresso or ndicela espresso.
Yeah. Nice one, nice one. And then to say, sorry, I understand a little bit. Sorry, I understand a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so kancinci is a little bit, and it's just a nice sentence to show all three clicks, you know? So to be uxolo, ndiqonda kancinci.
Yo, Suga Madodana. This guy is just crazy cool. But also a couple of things that, I mean, that you've learned as part of your experience learning about Xhosa and an African language and tradition is the handshake, because it's a very important part of meeting anyone in any culture. So how do you teach people how to do an African handshake?
Well, you know, obviously the traditional one, the sway and the thumb. But obviously, it's also about getting people used to like holding the hand sometimes for a while you form connection.
Yes.
And knowing that sometimes it'll be repeated.
Yes.
And then you know, nowadays everyone, I don't know if
just
it's
ends it off, and then like
but,
you know, and then you just get. But actually, I don't know. I was taught this at home, that when you shake someone's hand, and you'll see a lot of African people, you know, either holding their hand like this or like this, it's to show a sense of respect. Thus saying to a person that, you know, your arm is heavier than mine, and therefore I see you in a higher place. Now, another thing that you know how to do very well is umtoitoe. Where did you learn to doi, Baba?
Look, I don't know if I do it very well, you know. I just made a Maku sort of edutaining little film about it. I think there's lots of layers to what I was trying to say, but yeah, I don't know. Toi, it's a powerful tool that the people of this country use to show their dissatisfaction, and also to create unity, and also to generate courage and strength. You know?
And it's also a great workout as well.
It is.
Let's get up quickly. How do you do yours?
Well, I mean, you know, a slow jog for a warm-up, you know, and then as you start to connect with the challenge, I guess you're going to, like, lift those knees, you know, and you're going to bring the arms in and hopefully sing a song, you know. So,
and then when you get really complex, you go with the one legs. Host, hey, ta. That's it right there, man. You know, we're learning how to be South African. Thank you very much. So you have been an absolute blessing, and I hope that this has inspired you at home to learn so much more about this beautiful country of ours and about the beautiful people. We're going to take a very quick ad break. Zolo Nene is on the other side of this ad break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. Now, exciting stuff. We're learning to speak our own languages in the Czech, Craig, our own Xhosa in the house. I'm Afrikaans, and then
I happen to be Zulu.
Please teach us something. Katlejo on the other side. So, you know, Craig tried it earlier with Katlejo.
Yes.
This time around, you're going to try it with us.
Okay, yeah, but there are lots of similarities between Zulu and Xhosa, so Craig will probably know all the stuff I'm about to tell you. Okay, so one of the tricky sounds that people struggle with in Zulu is the CE. It's pronounced kre.
Kre.
Kre. Oh, there you got it. That was easy enough. Okay, well, for those of... Craig. For those of you who do struggle, I try to explain it by put your tongue on your palate and then release your tongue and end with like an E, an air sound. Exactly. So you put your tongue up and then you just drop it and say basically. Okay.
What else?
Craig did do earlier. He calls it a horse.
The horse riding.
Horse riding sound, exactly. I teach people how to do it. I teach people to do it by putting your tongue on your top molars and then dropping it, and then if it ends in an E, you end in an E.
What if you don't have any molars?
whatever the gap that the gap where your molars were, and then you just end with an O sound.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
And then mle is also
What?
mle. That's with an NXE.
Is it? How would you use it in a sentence?
Is it mlese when you're saying like sorry?
Is it? It's not like what did you say? Ne. It's
No,
not that.
it's not like that at all. Okay, and then the HL is a sound.
Okay.
So also put your tongue on your molars if you have them, otherwise the gap, and then you blow air out. There you go.
Use it in a sentence.
Hlala kahle.
Yo. Okay, what Zola said.
Okay, and then the final tricky sound is sh, sh. So TSH. When you see that, it's
compare it to something.
Okay, so if I said to you, Ilana, what sound does an egg make when it's frying? There you go.
Okay, all right.
That's the sound.
So words.
Okay, so let's go with
Let's get talking. We're talking about our own languages. So we're basing it on the fact that when we speak our own languages, or when you learn someone else's language, you can communicate and touch their heart.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so the first word that is useful to know is angazi, which means I don't know. That's pretty easy to sort of say.
Okay.
So when someone talks to you in a language you don't understand, just say angazi and hopefully they get it. Okay? And then also utini is pardon me, or what did you say? Utini, exactly.
Utini.
Utini, yeah. Chini. But that's Xhosa. That's Xhosa. We don't. That's not Zulu. Okay. And then pepper is also sorry.
It's pepper and salt.
It's not. It's pepper.
Pepper. What does it mean?
It's an apologetic term. It's also like excuse me as well, another way of saying it.
Can you say to someone who bumped into you?
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
pepper.
Or a little kid bumps his knee and you're like, oh, pepper.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cute.
Shame.
Okay, and then Mlesa, which we've just been through as well, is also sorry, excuse me.
Teach me a whole phrase.
Okay, I'm going to teach you a phrase. Okay. Uxolo, ngicela usizo.
Wow, I get uxolo.
Uxolo is sorry, well done, you got the first step. Ngicela is to ask, please may I, and usizo is help.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a good one to know.
All right, so you do something. Wait, we must teach Craig because he's a Xhosa, so what can you teach him?
Well, I mean, his and mine are probably similar.
Okay. So you say what Zola just said.
Uxolo ngicela usizo.
Yeah. Your
accent is so good.
It just gives me goosebumps. It's brilliant. And then, Craig, if you wanted to ask somebody to borrow their phone, how would you say it in Xhosa?
In Xhosa, bengicela ndiboleke ifoni yakho.
No. You just asked to use my phone. I said no.
Oh, let me say hi.
Okay. And then in Zulu, it's also pretty similar. We'd say awungiboleka ucingo lakho, because a phone is ucingo.
Why couldn't you just say phone?
You could say, he said phone. Okay. People will understand you if you say ngicela iphone yakho, but that would be like robbing someone. So don't do that.
Was a wire, Nessus? Like ucingo was like the old wires because the phone lines.
Exactly. See?
Okay. Wow.
I wanted to say, with this whole language thing that everyone, it's such a great thing, but I lived in Joburg in 2010 for about 6 months, and what I found there is that everybody seems to know all the languages, which is something I'm very jealous of.
Okay.
But me, being a Zulu girl who was obviously born in KZN, grew up in George, only knows Zulu and was exposed to Xhosa. So if someone Sotho comes up to me and speaks to me, I have no concept of what they're saying. But people often don't understand that. They think that, especially if you're in Joburg, everybody knows the language. So I'm very jealous of people who did grow up in Joburg because they know all the languages. So please, if you are Sotho and you come up to me and you say something and I look completely blank, I'm not being rude. I have no idea what you're saying.
Try looking like me and being Afrikaans. Jy dink jy het probleme. Nee, you haven't seen the least.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's a lot more happening on the show. Craig, thank you so much. Enkosi Buti. Thanks for coming. Sobonana ne. And Siyabonga.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, there's a lot of coffee all around. Billions of people drink it, they use it, they consume it, and apparently the best is in Gauteng. Bonage.